Hello everybody and welcome back to the FM23 Youth Academy Guiseley Save, and it is the end of season review. But before we get into the end of season review, I have some names of people that I would like to thank for being an extra special Patreon or member of the channel. So starting down, looking at my list because I can't remember this amount of names because I'm an idiot, we have Javi Edwards, Mr. Crimson Maury, Jeff Hogg, Kai Harding, Alphacoff, Connor, Loic Neuhuns, which I'm pretty sure is a name I've absolutely butchered, John Carpenter, Jake Mills, Balanze, Andrew Neeson, Morgan P. Jones, Hyper Exalted God Supreme Dave, Joe Page, and Jan Petrick. Thank you all very much for being wonderful extra sponsors, membership, Patreons, whatever you want to call it. It is much appreciated. Let's get into the save. Okay, so the season has finished and it has been a record high 11th place in the championship for Guiseley. A wonderful start to the season put us in a very strong position. You can see here 46 games played, 65 points, 11th place. We finished 10 points off Bristol City in the top 10, but 4 points above Rotherham in 12th. We were actually, it was really close in the league. We'll get into it in a bit more detail, but 12 points off the playoffs I don't think is too bad. Given the sort of size of our club, really. And the reason we're starting on this page and not going into the season review page is because the board have expanded the stadium again for £4.6 million. We've moved into our new stadium. They did an expansion and now they're doing another expansion, and it should be ready to go just as the season, 7th of August, so the season will be a little bit underway. But yeah, very excited. So the building has started. It started on the 7th of May. We're now on the 12th of May. So it is being started, which is good, and it's going to enlarge the stadium by 3,000 seats, which is awesome. More money coming through the turnstiles as Guiseley make themselves a pretty solid championship team with a hope to getting into those playoffs and into the Premier League eventually. That would be lovely. But not only that, they've also, for £2 million, said they're going to invest money into the youth facilities. So not spending our money on transfers, which obviously is against the rules of the save, has meant that we can save up money and go and invest it. And I've got to say, all of this is a big thank you to Crimson Maury for being sold to Everton for £10 million. Now, we are still hoping that Crimson Maury will get a big money move so that we get more money from Everton. He is worth 32 to 48 million pounds. Everton have given him a new contract, or I should say you, really, Crimson Maury, have given you a new contract and then loaned you out to Sheffield United for this season. 19 goals in 36. You do enjoy life in the Championship. They're giving you a couple of games, 9 games you've had for Everton after your £10.5 million move. For them, it's pretty risk-free. I think if you don't pay off, they've not had that much of an outlay in terms of money. But if it does pay off, you'll either score them a lot of goals or be sold for a profit. So as long as you don't wind down your contract to 2049 and move on a free, we should get some profit off you, which is lovely. And you're also looking pretty good. You are growing and developing pretty well as well, which is good. So yes, needed to touch on all of that, but let's go and have a look at the end of season review. So here we go then, the 2045-46 season review. And well, again, we haven't had any ins because we're not allowed, but outs we have had a few here. So Joe P moved to Boston United for 190k. Obviously, what's going to happen at the end of this season, I'm going to go through and reassign anyone that isn't in the first team as a patron or a channel member will get a new 5-star rated potential youngster. There has been a few comments around Jean-Claude Machin, who a lot of you are saying you've got to keep that name. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll make a decision with that one, or I'll make a decision after this episode when I update all the Patreon names. So yeah, Joe P went, Thomas Asser's gone, Andrew Neeson went. A lot of these were loans. Adam Jenkins, Decry Lovett was released, and Kane Alger was released as well. So lovely stuff. Loans out, you can see lots of loans. We are getting our youngsters lots of football as well, which is good. A season to remember. The board are pleased the team achieved a top half finish in the EFL Championship season and given me an A+. We had 94% of our attendance is full, which is great, and that proves that I think we have the demand there for the expansion, which is good. And Supreme Dave, 13 goals, was our top goal scorer, which is good and is bad. It's great that a patron has got 13 goals and is our top goal scorer, And it also shows that we are spreading the goals around in the team, because if you look here, we actually had a goal difference of -5. So we're not too bad on goal difference, but it's bad because, we've been hitting numbers of around 17 to 20 or 20 to 22, 23, something like that previously. So having a goal scorer is going to be crucial in upcoming seasons if we want to attack the playoffs. Obviously, competition results, we started really strongly in the season, had a bit of a dip halfway through. But what is good is there wasn't like a period in the league of having like 5 losses in a row, which we've had previously. It looks like we have turned a corner in terms of consistency, which is really good. The FA Cup, they gave us a C. We got knocked out. I can't remember where we got knocked out. Third round. We got knocked out in the third round to Luton. Oh, yeah, we didn't beat Luton, which was annoying. In the Carabao Cup, we got a B-, knocked out to Derby. And, we beat York, AFC Wimbledon, Blackburn Rovers, lost the Derby 3-2 just before the turn of the year. So all in all, pretty good. A 4-0 shellacking of Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park was good. They got a man sent off on the 21st minute, and our domination turned into a 4-0 win in the second half with good goal scorers, Supreme Dave, Alpha Koff, Earl and Ifanye, who as well is probably not going to be at the club next year. We'll have to wait and see. He was also featured in the match to remember as well, where he got sent off, but Supreme Dave gave us the lead and the win with a 77th minute penalty against West Brom. I'm not too sure how beating West Brom 1-0 can be a better match to remember than beating Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, but Football Manager, you do you, that's fine. And the goal of the season was scored by Supreme Dave, as he scored a well-struck effort from 22 yards out, which was lovely. I would watch it, but it would take loads of time to load, so we're not going to do that. But it was a 3-2 win over Brentford in that one as well. Okay, so the reputation hasn't gone up, but I think it might do when the season actually finishes, because Football Manager, again, I think, have got this wrong, and this happens before the playoffs have finished. So the season hasn't technically finished, and they've given you the end of season review, but anyway, hey-ho, it is what it is. No new sponsorship deals, no new deals at all, but I think that will change going into next season. Revenue was down. I think it's because we didn't have a very good cup run, but not too fussed about that. Broadcast revenue was down, probably due to the cup as well. Corporate and hospitality went up. No prize money, again, because this is released before you get the prize money for the season finishing. But matchday commercial went up by over £100,000, which is absolutely awesome. Shirt sales are going up. We have Graham Cox, Shane Stitt, Supreme Dave is up there, Earl and O'Connor, which is lovely to see. How we lined up, we favoured the strikerless system, and I think it's one we're going to be using a lot more next season. But the key thing to take from this, Scott Lloyd getting a 7.0, just as we thought he was out. We thought we were going to bring in McCormack and he would be starting goalkeeper. Lloyd has one of his best seasons in the Championship and makes that position his own, which is awesome. But we lined up mainly Leek, Donkor, Johnson and Leach at the back. Supreme Dave, Earl, Howarth, Stitt, Cox and Alpha Koff up there as well. Supreme Dave sort of your versatility is amazing, right? You could play here, you can play there, you can play in this attacking midfield role. It's awesome. Really, really good. Accolades then, we didn't get anything, obviously. We're not amazingly doing amazingly well. But Fans Player of the Season was 35-year-old Scott Lloyd, which is amazing. Young Player of the Season, centre-back Justin Donkor. Goal of the Season, Supreme Dave. Top goal scorer, Supreme Dave. Most assists was Graham Cox. He missed his assist bonus payout by 1 assist. And I'm not saying it's because we didn't start him in the last game, but I didn't start him in the last game, so I didn't want to pay him any extra money. Scott Lloyd got the most player of the matches with 3. He got the highest average rating with 7. But Justin Donkor at the back played the most completed passes per 90, which is good. And Scott Lloyd, I really would like to get that as close to 1,000 as possible. But he is our most league appearances by a player, 762, which is absolutely phenomenal for goalkeeper Scott Lloyd. But yeah, we flew out of the traps and it set ourselves up for a successful season, and I think that is something we can definitely relate to. And then you get this absolutely nonsense timeline thing, which I don't think is very good. The only thing to notice here is that we played 1,200 matches in this save now, which is amazing, and it was marked with a 2-0 defeat to Derby County, which isn't amazing, but we did get our first ever top half finish in the Championship, which is really good. And yeah, nice, lovely stuff. That is the end of season review. So let's dive into the squad, have a little look at how people have been getting on, because obviously this appearances and goals takes in everything, not just the league. It takes in all appearances including Cup as well, which is a bit more useful, isn't it, to judge what's happening. So, judging by appearances, 51 appearances this season for Scott Lloyd. What's that? If he does 3 more seasons, that's 150. He's probably not going to reach 1,000 games for the club. But Justin Donker was up there, 47. Dominic Johnson, you can see those two having a pretty solid centre-back partnership together, which is good. Supreme Dave up there with 42. Jay Leach with 40. Connor with 39 or 49 in total. It's just been really, really good. And we've had quite a set 11, which is, I think, crucial in this season. We're resting players. We're giving them rest after games. We didn't get too many injuries this year to big players. But then we're also bringing through other sort of youngsters. If we look at like Jake Mills, 18, like 7 starts, 14 sub appearances, 5 goals. He's being bled into the first team sort of easily, like eased in, I would say. Gareth Earl is probably the only youngster that's got more game time than he probably should have, but that's because he is our key player. According to our team overview, Gareth Earl at right wing is our key player, and he'll probably get replaced by one of the patrons because he is a 5-star potential player. Already 4-star here as well, the same as John Leake, and Jay Leach as well is looking pretty good as a youngster as well. So lots of people doing well. Goals, 14 for Supreme Dave, 8 for Alphacoff, 8 for Graham Cox, 7 for Hartas as well, which was awesome. Another youngster coming through looking not too bad up front. 5 for Jake Mills, 5 for Horworth, 4 for Earl, 4 for Stitt, 3 for Connor. Again, it's spreading the goals out, something we've not really done. We had like the Taron Allpress, Cameron Thorpe as a focal point up front, and now we're spreading the goals around. Assist-wise, Graham Cox was up there at the top. Josh Rose with 6, Jay Leach with 5, Shane Stitt with 5, Earl with 4, Supreme Dave with 4, and Hayworth with 3, Harding 3, Alphacoff with 3 as well. So it is looking pretty good for next year. Zhevzhen Villions is one I probably am going to try to move on and just see if we can get any sort of cash with him. He is a full-blown Latvian international. He's basically Latvia's starting striker. And I do sort of want to keep him because he's got a fairly professional personality, and he's not bad to bring on if we need a focal point striker. Just feel like he's being overtaken by a number of other players. I mean, 1 goal in 21 league appearances isn't amazing. That's 10 starts and 11 substitute appearances, but yeah, maybe he's not cut out for this level. We'll see. If there's an offer, he will more than likely go, and we'll see how we get on. But we do have a good squad, I think. It's not the best. It's not quite championship level, as we know, but to finish 11th in the championship is really, really good. The under-21s have had a good season as well. They finished 3rd in their league, which I was very happy to see. So they were in the North. Guiseley there, 18th, just missing out on the qualifying for the finals, but 4 points off it. But always playing well. Lyric Hartas at the top of the goal-scoring charts. He does seem to be just a general goal scorer, which is always good to have in the team, and he plays in attacking midfield. He's pretty versatile as well, which is good. The under-18s finished top of their professional development league and lost the final to Watford, which was a little bit unlucky, but there you go. For some reason they're in South, which doesn't make sense because Guiseley's near Leeds, but they won 13, drawn 1 and lost 4 of their 18 games. They were phenomenal this season in the under-18s, which is very good. And again, we led the goal-scoring charts with Adrian Itu, who actually shared it with some others, but another player that looks like he's coming on pretty nicely. Probably not too far off the first team. Needs to work on his work rate off the ball and stuff like that down here, but generally looking pretty good. Christian Kayambe is one who I'm quite... Whisper it quietly, I'm quite excited about Christian Kayambe. Again, right mid, right wing, as a striker if needed. He's got decent... It's just his pace. He's got a burst of pace and acceleration, but he doesn't have consistent pace. Or he can very quickly get to his slower top speed, if you want to look at it a bit more positively. But yeah, decent passing, decent finishing, decent crossing, decent teamwork, flair, leadership. Needs to get his work rate and stuff up, needs to work a bit harder. But there is potential in our younger teams as well. And we did have Busby Allison, who a lot of you were excited about when he came through the youth take, who was the joint top assister in the under-18s league as well. Left winger, good crossing, good pace, good acceleration, good technique. So again, could be an option that allows us to get balls into the box and balls in behind the defence and stuff like that to get our strikers involved with. But overall, I'm very happy with the season. I don't think you can be anything but happy. 11th in the championship is really, really good. And I'll take this time again to say thank you very much to all the Patreons, the members, anyone that subscribes. Actually, I'm so appreciative of everyone. This is just a hobby for me. So any time someone thinks it's worth giving an extra £1 or dollar or euro or something like that, it really is awesome. So thank you very much for that. Last thing before we go, the finances. The sale of Crimson Mori, I can't understate what this has done for the club. We lost £2 million this season, which is including, technically we've lost £8 million this season, but that's including renovation to the training facilities and upgrade of the stadium. I think that's 2 youth facility upgrades and 1 training facility upgrade this season. And we're still in the positive. We still have 5.39 million in the bank. So selling a player has made such a difference for this club. It is awesome. And whilst I would love to keep all the bigger reputation or higher profile players and potential ability players at the club, even if they're Patreons, I'd love to keep them at the club even more. To sell them, it does really, really help out. And hopefully we get to a point where we don't need to sell them because we have so much money in the club and all our facilities are maxed out. Now, just to show you here, there isn't much we can do in terms of asking for things anymore. Like, we're in a good position. I've asked for loads of stuff. They are coming around to the idea of listening to me when I ask for things, which is wonderful. But overall, very good, very happy. Let's crack on and get into the next season. And we're getting very close to episode 100 as well. We're going to be close to episode 90. I think this is 89. So we'll start the season with episode 90, which means we're only, a couple of seasons away from episode 100. Next season, I think if we bail out the cups early, we're going to let it give us a chance to focus on the league. It's a bit of a problem. I mean, Brentford and West Brom have gone up. Coventry, once again, who led the league for quite a considerable time, haven't gone up automatically. They've gone up they're in the playoffs at the moment. But you're still going to have the likes of Crystal Palace, Brighton, Blackburn, 3 of Villa, Reading, Derby and Coventry in the league. Fulham have got relegated and they have a ridiculously strong team. So that's going to be interesting. Burnley struggled this year. Sheffield Wednesday, QPR, Sunderland have gone down. So, you know, if we can play similar to how we have done this season and just have a little bit more consistency, turn those losses into draws and the draws into wins, playoffs might not be completely out of the cards next season. Right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching again. Thank you for all the support, all the love, all the comments, all the subscriptions, all the pledges, all the Patreons, all the members, everything like that. It is really fantastic. So thank you so much. This is a hobby. I do it in my spare time when I have a chance to record a video, edit a video, render a video and upload a video. That's when I do it. If you haven't checked out the second channel, there is a new PGA Golf series on there, which is really good fun. I'm having great fun playing that as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.